Hello, my name is Dexter Pitts. And what I'm doing here today, I'm gonna help you learn to manage your time better, because we all know that sometimes it seems that there's just not enough time in the day to accomplish everything that we need to accomplish. But with proper time management, you can learn to effectively manage your time and create more time for yourself and to get everything that you would need to get done. So first off, where we need to start with learning to manage our time better is you need to learn to plan your day. The first thing you do when you wake up is you need to make a to-do list. And this list is self-explanatory. You make a list of everything that you need to accomplish within your day, whether it be going to the dentist, dropping the kids off at school, writing a paper, or just going out and having fun with friends. After you make a to-do list, you need to sit down and plan your day from start to finish. What's more important, what goes in this section, at what time I got to be here, and at what time I got to be here. And this is another good example where things such as Blackberries and PDAs come in handy, because sometimes as humans, we forget, and we need these devices to sometimes help remind us. And while we're doing these things and planning our day, we also need to be sure that we give ourselves time to deal with, temporary distractions, because life happens, let's face it. You could be driving, traffic can build up, then there could be an accident, or sometimes you can simply get lost. So you always got to make time to deal with distractions. Secondly, another thing that we need to work on in order to better manage our time is that we need to learn to prioritize. Because let's face it, sometimes we do not prioritize things correctly. The first thing you need to do is decide what needs to be done first and what needs to be done now, because some things cannot wait to be done later. The longer you wait, the more you hurt yourself. After you decide what needs to be done now, you need to sit back and look at your schedule and decide what can wait to be done last. Because some things are not a priority in our lives. Some things in our lives we make a priority that really are not a priority, and that they do not help us towards accomplishing any of our immediate goals. And another thing we need to do when it comes to our prioritizing is we need to learn to make good decisions. As a college student, I've been faced with many decisions I had to make. Should I sit here and work on this paper? Should I sit here and work on this speech? Or should I go out here and party with my friends for the night? Making good decisions today will determine where you will be tomorrow. The next step we need to move forward to is we need to work on procrastinating. Because let's face it, everybody raise your hand if you're a procrastinator. Everybody's hand should go up, because we all are procrastinators in some way or another. In order to get past this point, we need to learn to beat procrastination. And the way to beat procrastination is we need to get started on our assignments or whatever is assigned to us as soon as possible. No excuses asked. Another way to deal with procrastination is, in life, you have to learn to deal with the unexpected. If you're constantly procrastinating and decide to start working on an assignment last minute, it's not good, because working on that assignment last minute, what if something else happens, life comes up, and you don't have time to finish that assignment? How are you going to explain to your professor or your teacher that you didn't have time to finish your paper when they gave you ample time to accomplish it? Another way to defeat the monster of procrastination is we need to change our behavior patterns. This is a big thing. Sometimes we're just so lazy. We hear the alarm going off in the morning, we decide to sleep in a few minutes. We always end up hurting ourselves, putting things off until later. So as the old saying goes, don't put off what you can do today, what you can do tomorrow. And lastly, one major thing that we need to look at is clutter. Just like a house, our lives sometimes need to be cleansed and cleaned out, because there are things in our lives sometimes that prohibit us from moving forward. Well, one step I would like to tell everybody is sometimes we need to just sit back and take an inventory of our life and see everything that we have, see everything that we're doing, see everything, just look at it and see if this is benefiting us in any way. After you sat back and made an inventory of your life, look at it and decide, what in my life is it that is holding me back and eating up so much of my time that I can really do without? Because there are some things in our life that we can do without. We have say as a college student, I have friends that like to go out and party, but I can do without the partying. So that might be one area of my life that I need to clean out in order to make myself more available and make more time for myself. So remember to go back and organize your life and inventory it and choose what you can do without. The last step I would like to talk to you about in getting rid of clutter in our life is sometimes just learning to say no. Because in life, we're always going to be faced with something new. Somebody's always going to offer us something. There's always going to be something bigger and better out there for us. But sometimes we're already busy. We don't have time to take on anything else than what we already have. Just like the old drug commercial used to say, just say no. We need to take that on into our lives all the time, because a lot of the time we put unnecessary stress on ourselves because we refuse to say no. We can't help everybody and we can't be everywhere at one time. So what we need to do is just learn to say no. So just remember these few steps. Learn to plan your day out from start to finish. Prioritize what needs to be done now and what can afford to be done later. Learn to work on your procrastination. And I will say it again, please learn to fight your procrastination. It will only end up hurting you in the end, and you will get tired of it eventually, working late into the night as the deadline for an important assignment looms and your stress level rises. And lastly, just learn to get clutter out of your life. Do the inventory and decide what you can do without in your life that will help create more time. I'd like to thank you all for tuning into my speech, and I'm sure that you all have learned some very interesting points, and hope that you will take these points and use them in your life to help better manage your time. My name is Dexter Pitts, and thank you for tuning in.